Hey, what's going on guys? I'm TheRealMossi and I have some Battlefield 3 tips for you. So let's get started. I am a little sick, so I apologize for my voice. Alright, first I want to give you my impressions about the beta. Was I impressed? Somewhat. That's all I can say about that. But that's because I had great expectations for this game. I know this is the beta, but the glitches are just insane. The release date is less than a month away, and I really hope they can fix all this before then. Alright, let's get on to what you've all been waiting for, the tips. I'm going to be giving you some rush routes and strategies to help you win. First, I want to define two types of play, aggressive and objective. The aggressive player flanks and rushes into the enemy spawn and tries to prevent them from getting to the objective. You can do this while you're on offense or defense. The objective player plays the objective, that is, he defends the target when on defense and goes for the plant when on offense. I'll be giving tips directed more towards the aggressive player because playing the objective is pretty straightforward, but there will be some tips for the objective player as well, so look out for those. Alright, here's the overview of the map. I'll be going area by area, starting with area 1. There's a little mistake here. MCOM Station A is at the wrong spot on this map. It should be right over here. First, I want to introduce you to the single most important gadget in this game, and it's the radio beacon. It's basically like a tactical insertion from Call of Duty, but it's way more important in Battlefield due to the larger maps. If used correctly, this thing will help you win games. It's only available on the Recon class, so when you open up a new area, for example if you destroyed the stations in Area 1 and are moving on to Area 2, you should switch to your Recon class as soon as you die. Because you're going to be rushing, a sniper rifle in the Recon class may not be the best gun of choice right now. So when you unlock a PDW, personal defense weapon, which is what they call the SMGs in this game, equip them into the Recon class. I think the first SMG you unlock is the PP2000, and it's a hell of a gun, so when you unlock it, just put it in Recon class. The beauty of the PDWs in this game is that they can be equipped to any class, along with the shotguns, but the PDWs are much more effective than shotguns. Okay, here's the first rush route if you're an aggressive attacker. Basically, run on the right side of the map. Make sure to use trees and obstacles for cover because there will be snipers in this area here. If you see a glare off a sniper scope, go prone immediately behind cover. When you reach the end of the route, place your marker in this area and make sure it's away from high traffic. Now that you've established your position, you can do a lot of different things from here. You can hang out in this area and suppress the enemy defenders while your teammates plant the bomb. Or you can flank the enemy defenders who are watching the bomb from behind and take them out and plant the bomb yourself. And if you die, you spawn right back where you want to. And you can change your class to something other than Recon now if you want to as well. Now if you're on defense and you want to play aggressive and flank, you can do that too. On defense it's best to do a rush that's closer to the middle. Use the trees as cover and watch out for snipers and just soldiers in general in this area here. Your goal is to get here near the statue and plant your beacon. Once you've done that, make your way to this big rock. This area gives you a great vantage point. You can almost see the enemy's entire spawn range from here. Here you should use a sniper rifle and snipe them before they even get out of their spawn. Spawn trapping is very useful and effective in Battlefield. If you communicate with your squad, you can potentially lock down the enemy before they even get out to see the objective. If you're on defense and you want to be a little aggressive, yet also keep an eye on both objectives, you should take this route and plant your marker or beacon over here. This is a great spot to spawn from because it's close to both objectives and you're covered so you won't get killed right as you spawn. By planting your beacon here, you're allowing your entire squad to spawn near both objectives, thereby increasing the chances of defusing or preventing a bomb plant. Alright, back on the attacker side. Once you've taken over area 1, you'll come to this area where you can take one of 3 paths into the subway. Take the middle path, it's the most secure since the objectives are on the left and right. The enemy will be focused on the left and right paths, but there will be enemies here too, so keep your eyes open. And make sure you're back on the Recon class so you can have access to the radio beacon. Once you're down here, keep running straight and hang a left into this area. Now you can plant your beacon right here, or a little further along over here. This will get your whole squad to spawn almost right in the middle of the 2 objectives. When you're running down these long narrow paths, make sure to turn off your tactical light or laser sight if you have them attached to your gun, so the enemy can't see you from a mile away. You can toggle them on and off by pressing up on the D-pad. Once you've laid down your radio beacon, keep running down the middle until you get to their spawn, but you're not going to spawn trap them this time. It's a little harder to do unless you have your entire squad, and it's not worth doing right now. Here you'll flank from behind and take out any enemies and throw a grenade in here before entering. Once you're here, don't plant the bomb immediately. Hide in the stalls and tell your teammates to join you in there. Once at least 2 teammates are in, plant the bomb. Then use the stalls for cover as each teammate watches each of the 2 doors you supplement them. Watch out for grenades, and while the enemy is distracted with this MCOM station, get your teammates to plant MCOM B. If you want to do a defensive rush and flank, you basically do the exact same thing but from the other side. You run the route that will let you intercept an attacker running the route that I just described, and you want to place your marker here. Then you control the middle and have easy access to both MCOM stations. Alright, moving on to area 3. This is probably the easiest area to defend and consequently the hardest area to attack. You can either go straight up the first set of escalators you see in the middle. This is the green path. You can go right and up the stairs, the yellow path, or you can go down farther and take the second middle escalators, which is the blue path. The best option here is the yellow path. Go right and take the stairs. First, I'll show you the potential problem with taking the green path. This is what you see when you go up the escalators. Now the enemy has great position and cover, and they have good line of sight on these escalators from both here and here. So it'll be a lot harder to push through, especially if the enemy is set up with snipers and LMGs waiting for you to come up those escalators. You'll run into a similar problem if you take the blue path too. Now let's look at the yellow path. This is where you'll be once you take the small flight of stairs. You should plant your beacon right here. Then go up the second small set of stairs. This is what you'll see. You have much better cover and the enemy's line of sight is restricted. Once you're here, angle right into this little room with a long narrow hallway. This is what you'll see. Watch out for snipers and LMGs right here. Use your grenades and rocket launchers if you have them. Once cleared, hold out in this section here until more squad members join you. Then plant B and give the signal to your teammates to plant A when the enemy is distracted. If you're on defense in area 3 and you want to rush, just plant your beacon a little further ahead of the same stairs that the attacker's beacon is on, in the area just before the stairs, so you can spawn from behind and flank the attackers who are spawning from their markers near these stairs. You can also be a little bit more defensive and guard the objective if you want to. You can sit on the other side of the long hallway near B with a sniper rifle or an LMG and take out anyone who runs down the hallway. This is a really effective way to protect B. You're in a safe area where the only place you can get shot from is straight ahead of you, but this isn't as fun as flanking and taking them out by surprise. Alright, moving on to area 4. If you're attacking and you just took over area 3, you can take one of 3 routes out of the subway station and onto the streets. You can go left, right, or straight down the middle. This is what you'd see if you took the left path. There are way too many places here for defenders to hide and shoot you from. If you're an aggressive rushing defender, this is the place you'd want to be. First, get into this building and place your radio beacon here. Then use an LMG and watch this area and pick off any attackers taking the left path. You're effectively funneling attackers to the middle and right paths and keeping them away from MCOM station B. Now back to the attacker. You should avoid the left and middle paths and take the right. This is the path you'll take. Now a lot of people like to run straight into these buildings and pick off defenders from there, but the problem with that is you're vulnerable to rockets and being flanked and knifed from behind. So take this path to avoid high traffic areas and place your beacon in this area. So you'll be coming from here. Wait in the shrubs here and make sure your team's in position. Then plant B and go right back into the shrubs and pick off anyone going to defuse the bomb. And like before, inform the rest of your team to advance towards A and plant it. If you're on defense and you want to protect B, the best place to control is right here. This is the area right before the stairs the attackers take to get to B. If you defend from here, you're protected from the attackers who try to pick you off from the buildings I mentioned earlier, and you can take out the rushing attackers who come down the stairs to plant the bomb. Now, if you're on defense and you want to counter the attack rush that I described, just take the same path and plant your beacon here. From here, you can now flank the attackers in the buildings from behind and knife them, or you can lock down this attacker path and funnel the attackers through the middle, since you have a squad mate in this building, as I mentioned earlier, locking down that side. So now you have attackers running through the middle where they'd be easier to take out. Well, that's it, guys. I hope these routes and strategies help you get some more wins on the battlefield. Keep in mind that these routes I described aren't the only ones that exist, they're just ones that happen to work for me. Keep experimenting to find more routes and strategies and share them with your friends. Thanks for watching. I am TheRealMossi. Tell your friends about me.